I believe that everyone has everything they need inside of them, and life is going to reflect back to you like a house of mirrors, all of the good and bad parts in yourself. And there was a saying I came across when I was in the midst of being an Ironman, and I looked at it and went, what does that mean? And it plagued me until I understood it. And the saying was, you cannot love or hate something about someone else unless you love or hate it about yourself. And it took me a long time to realize, so love or hate about myself, but I wasn't aware that I loved or hate. But actually, we react to things in other people that are actually inside of us, both positive and negative. God, I love that person. I love the way he's just so reliable. And we love that about ourselves. We don't even realize we're talking about ourselves. God, that person really gives me the shits. You can just never trust them. They talk about people behind their back, which we're actually doing in that moment. There's always an aspect of what we're resisting that's inside of us, and therefore it persists because we haven't seen it, so we haven't forgiven it. And there's always an aspect of what's beautiful out in the world that we can see it out there, but we don't see it inside of ourselves. If we're brave enough to see both of those things, see our foibles and see what's not right with us or so-called wrong with us or not, that could be improved, but just laugh at it and be with it and see, yeah, oh, wow, I'm a bit of a dick when it comes to that, That's a massive freedom in that. But then the second part is that you have to let in the capability and the possibility of who you really are. And I love Nelson Mandela's, inauguration speech written by Marianne Williamson, actually, which was the first part of it was our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be talented, fabulous, rich, something like that. I ask you, who are you not to be? And so it's something along the lines of, the light of God shines in you as you liberate in yourself, you automatically liberate others. I think the biggest job people have in their life is to be their true self, their whole self, their sensitive self, their expressive self, their quirky self, their nerdy self, their full expression, and break all the shackles and break out of the rules. And don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Don't ask for a safe space. Create it, by being it no matter what, whether people judge it or not. Because that's how you don't only set yourself free, you set others around you free at the same time. And then when you do that, life becomes the most magical, mystical experience.